Hi, I'm Rain. This is my wine tasting video for Wine Fundamentals LAS 51.33. I have with me a paper for my notes, a pen, 3 kinds of wine, three wine glasses for each wine, a spit cup, and a glass of water for cleansing after tasting each wine. I made sure I have good lighting in front of me. The notes I have in this video are of my own, and to avoid bias, I only looked at the website notes and label closely after doing the wine tasting. For the first wine, I'm trying out Sauvignon Blanc, as whites or the lightest should be the first in wine tasting. The brand is Sanama. If you noticed, my tablecloth is white so I can easily spot impurities and see clearly the color of the wine. This wine is vintage 2020. It is a Reserva, meaning it has been aged for longer. The bottle is closed with a twist cap, making it easier to open. This wine is from Chile, from the Cachapol Andes Valley. So let me just pour about 1/4 of the wine glass and twist. It contains 13% alcohol, which is at the average level for wines. So now I'm looking at the visuals of this wine. It is clear and a bit yellowish in color. When I swirled it, we can see it created a few tears or liquid that fall along the inside of the glass. It has just a few impurities. I swirled it again to release the initial odor. So now I'm going to smell from the glass twice. On the first sniff, I noticed citrus-like smell. Without a doubt, the wine leaves a strong impression on the nose because of its strong smell. On my second sniff, I got hints of herb. Now, I am writing these notes on my paper. So on to tasting the wine. I took a sip and swirled it in my mouth to aerate it and let the aromas in. I spit it out to avoid getting drunk and still have proper judgment for the other wines. I noticed the citrus from when I smelled it. I also got a taste of vanilla. I took another small sip, and this time I swallowed it to get a feel of its persistence, which I believe was quite strong on the throat. I felt this was tannic in a way, as it felt rough on the roof of my tongue. I believe this is dry and is medium-bodied but on the lighter end. I have water with me to cleanse my palate and keep myself hydrated. Comparing my notes to those on the website, it is said to be pale yellow with brilliant green hues. On the nose, it evokes intense aromas of peach and lemon combined with grassy, herbaceous characters. This wine displays a delicate texture and a subtle lemon flavor with refreshing acidity. It is light-bodied and its sweetness level is dry. For me, this gave me a feeling of brunch or good for day drinking. The website mentioned this is perfect with shellfish such as oysters and fresh salads, seafood, Asian dishes, and light appetizers. For the second wine, I have with me white Zinfandel, a rosé. The brand is Crane Lake. It makes use of a cork which I had pre-opened. Its vintage is 2016. It comes from USA, from Napa Valley, California. And this has 10.5% alcohol level. For the visual notes, I can see impurities, mostly coming from the cork residue. It is light orange in color, which fades when tilted. After swirling, it is also noticeable that it has quite a number of tears on the side of the glass, but do not have much of the drip effect. On the first sniff, the prominent smells are oak or wood smell. On the second sniff, I got hints of coffee. This has just subtle smell, or it wasn't that strong on the nose. Upon tasting, I noticed it is sweet, comparable to dark chocolate. I also tasted redness to it, although I'm not sure what the red taste in my mind can be compared with for actual food. For me, this wine gives a romantic feeling or something you drink at night. It was not that tannic for me, and it was not persistent on the throat. I thought this was a light-bodied wine. Comparing my notes again to that on the website, this wine is said to be a light strawberry red. It has flavors of strawberry, peach, and raspberry with a touch of sweetness. Aromas of cherry skin, raspberries, and red plums. And off-dry. It has sweet cherries, crushed strawberries, raspberry jam, and a touch of sweet tomato. It is well balanced through the finish with just enough crisp red apple flavors to balance the berries. It is full-bodied. It is said to be an easy sipping wine that pairs magnificently with a wide variety of foods ranging from crab cakes or pate to spicy Asian dishes and glazed ham. My third wine is Shiraz. The brand is Rook's Lane. It also has a twist cap. Its vintage is 2018. This is from Australia, from the Murray-Darling region. It has 13.5% alcohol level. For the visual notes, it is clear with no impurities. It is blood red in color that fades when tilted. It has visible tears when swirled that creates a dripping effect. Upon sniffing, I thought it was quite strong. I got notes of minty smell and berries. Upon tasting, I thought it had wood-like characteristics. It was dry and a bit tannic for me. It was medium to heavy body. It stays in the mouth even after swallowing, which for me, I think has strong persistency. Comparing it to the website notes, it is said to evoke aromas of ripe berries, black cherries, vanilla, and spice. On the palate, it is rich and juicy with sweet blueberry and cherry fruit flavors with a deft touch of oak, ultimately culminating in a nice savory finish. A well-balanced thread with aromas and flavors of rich berries and plums with subtle traces of raisin, spice, and oak notes, providing good intensity and length. Shiraz is said to be best paired with big flavors and spice. Dishes that can be paired with this include grilled or roast beef, especially served rare or with a pepper sauce. Barbecue, especially for younger, less expensive Shiraz and sparkling Shiraz. Ribs, spicy sausages, and smoked brisket. Big beefy stews such as ox cheek, especially ones cooked in wine or with a touch of smoky spice like a chili. Roast or grilled lamb, kangaroo, especially as this is an Australian Shiraz, and strong hard cheeses, especially cheddar. If I were to do this again, some things I believe I should improve on are I should be more mindful of the angle of the wine glass when pouring, swirl the glass while it is on the table, and to actually focus on the scents I'm using to have more notes. I guess I can improve more on these by watching more wine tasting videos and observe more what professionals do. If I were to rank the three wines, my first would be the white Zinfandel, as it is sweet and I can say I have a sweet tooth. My second is the Blanc Sauvignon, but its points for me is not that far from the white Zinfandel. And my third would be the Shiraz, which is unsurprising for me as I am not a fan of red wines. Overall, this was truly a fun and enriching experience for me. I would surely want to do this again.